Sex and religion are controversial across the world as in India. To bring them together is controversial still. And to weave it in comedy is the stuff of courage. Amit Rai's Oh My God 2 ticks all these boxes. And for the director, making and releasing the film has been a battle of sorts. Today, we speak to Amit Rai on why he made this film and hear his thoughts on censorship, cinema and more. Welcome to Republic, sir.
Namaste.
So, Amit sir, how do you feel about, initiating this conversation around sex education in mainstream Hindi cinema? Do you feel it was due?
Yeah, it was due a long time because when I started writing it, it was 5 years back, and I thought of it 5 years back, and still I think that we are not ready to, as an industry, we are ready to experiment with a couple of subjects, but not this one. Now, this Friday, the film which is called Thank You for Coming. It deals with female orgasm and pleasure.
Yes.
Now, when I started it, most of the people, those who were ready to listen to the script, but the reactions were that they don't want to handle such subject because, as you already said, that it's a taboo in our country, and that too with a subject like this intertwined with the religion. So that was the intent, that let's start the conversation first.
Yes.
And by the grace of God, it has started.
Absolutely. And in fact, when you say started, the film has done tremendously well, at the box office, and the numbers are proof. The film has gone on to make over 100 crores at the box office. But, before all of that happened, you were sort of involved in a battle of sorts with the CBFC board for the certification of the film, which ultimately, OMG 2, of course, we all know, got an A certificate. Do you feel that the film deserved the A certificate? What really went down with the board?
Certainly not. It was a long battle which we fought with censor board. Now, I don't take them as culprits because I think they must be having their own point of view. And as a CBFC members, those who saw the film, they come from various walks of life, and I don't know how they interpreted the film. I asked them that after watching the film when I was there to put my case forward. So I was having this feeling that they have not understood the film, the intention behind making this film. So after a while, I spoke to them and I asked them very blatantly that, sir, उस बच्चे को स्कूल से निकाला है. So what do you think? Who is responsible? School is responsible or the kid is responsible? उन्होंने एक पल का भी ये नहीं लिया आंसर देने में, सर बच्चा रिस्पॉन्सिबल. So I told them that it's impossible. Then if you are taking the kid as a culprit, then how you are going to watch this film? I think there is a deep-rooted, what you can say, discomfort about sex education and handling such subject on a silver screen, because it's going to reach wider audience. Yes. And censor board itself is a unit of the society. So I don't know what actually went wrong, but I don't know this censor board, how I failed to convince them. सर ये समाज की भलाई के लिए फिल्म है, आप इसे जाने दीजिए.
Yeah, but then on the other hand, you have just spoken about this film, Thank You for Coming, and then there are other films in the recent times that have released which have intimate scenes. What would you call this differential approach, this sort of double standards, would you call it?
I'm still clueless that what exactly they thought of the film.
Right.
And why they were scared. And now when I look back, and now I'm comparing my film with other film which has got US certificates. Now there is a particular sequence in my film, that there is a billboard of condom ad which just wipes out from the screen.
Yes.
When they come out from the school after getting rusticated from the school. And then they spoke to us and they told, "Bola sir, ye nahi chalega, you'll have to remove this ad." सर ये बहुत पर्टिनेंट पॉइंट है दैट वी आर रेस्ट्रिकेटिंग द बॉय यार खुलेआम रास्ते पर कंडोम के ऐड का ट्रक जा रहा है सो आई वांट टू कीप इट सर प्लीज अलाउ मी टू कीप इट बोले नो 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 यू कांट डू दिस यू विल हैव टू रिमूव इट just you have to cut down that shot or use another shot use the different angle. So
Okay.
being a law-abiding citizen and respecting CBFC decision, I removed that scene. But to my surprise, when I went to the theater, I was roaming around every theater to watch the film to see the reactions.
Okay.
So when I went to an in-orbit mall, one of the what you can say very prime theater in Malad. So in interval, when the film, when we reached the interval point, so as the interval slate came on the screen, and I was about to leave, I saw Karthik Aryan's ad, the condom ad, the Mankind ad, the flavor ad,
Right.
running on the screen. So I spoke to the manager that this is the ad is running in after every film. बोला हाँ सर गदर में भी चलिए सब जगह चलिए.
Okay.
I thought that you have certified that ad that is running in a theater, and you have removed that particular condom ad from the film. How I should take it?
Amit sir, you had spoken about how the uncensored version or the version without modifications would sort of release on OTT. But I think things changed there. Why? Why? What happened there?
I don't know. I think that CBFC is a governing body which passes the film, and government. It's a government body, so they are responsible that which content should go to the public. Though still the OTT platforms are not under their jurisdiction, they shoot whatever they want, and they under the whatever content they want to show it to the
Yes.
audience. Now, in our case, we have already passed a CBFC has already passed our film with a certificate. So I don't think that any OTT platform would take that risk of showing that uncut version and going against the CBFC rules. So that's the reason the same film has is streaming on the Netflix, which
But
we
these are
saw
the
in
same
theater.
platforms where, you know, there are titles available that show nudity, that show violence. Why do you think, you know, a film such as OMG 2 that is talking about sex education is not released on OTT platform without those modifications? What are the apprehensions that these platforms have?
I think that there are a couple of various reasons behind it. He said there is a deep-seated, what you can say, discomfort when they start talking about on this subject. And as the earlier version or earlier installment, the Oh My God 1, it spoke very openly about the religion and God. So they must be scared that how it's going to be received by audience. I know that it's not easy. When I started writing, I know that what type of criticism I faced. So I know that if it goes to an audience, and if I'm scared that how it's going to be received by an audience, I will take the proper, I will take the what you can say precaution that the content should be clean and it should not raise an eyebrow from that side, the audience side. I think they took the decision. They were scared, and as we already discussed, there is a deep. They don't know why they are doing it. It's just because of their I don't know the upbringing or how they have been. किस तरह से उनकी पूरी शिक्षा दीक्षा हुई है और किस तरह से उन्होंने समाज को देखा है. मुझे लगता है कि वो उसी धारणा से उस फिल्म को भी देखें.
What are your thoughts on censorship on OTT?
Now the whole country or the whole world is a small village. You have access to any content with a fraction of second that you can go and watch anything. I do know that there should be a what you can say a check that which content you are serving to the audience. But I don't know whether they are that would be the right way. I think it's a long way and a heavy debate issue that how we are going to do that.
There were these recent, you know, allegations about Vishal, who is this Tamil actor. He's headlined Mark Anthony, and he alleged that, you know, he had to pay a certain amount of money to the CBFC for certification. Have you ever come across any of this while you
No,
were
no.
going through certification or heard about it in the industry?
No, no, our cases are different. I was fighting for my creative rights, and that is a completely another issue of corruption. So CBI is
Yes.
investigating it.
Yes.
We don't have any right to comment on it because till nobody is proven that they are guilty, and we can't comment on any behavior or character. We don't have any right to do that. But it's very sad. I would rather say that it is very sad whatever has happened with Vishal in his film. So I can understand the pain he must be going through. That it's very difficult to make a film. Those who are the filmmakers, they know that it's very difficult to make a good film. And after making a film, the easiest way is to release the film, and that has become the very difficult part. So most of the people, those who are now taking the example or learning the lesson from uh, my state, they will easily think that यार क्यों बनानी है ऐसी film यार? And at the end of the day, we are going to be scrutinized by CBFC, and they are not going to allow us to serve this content. So better to make a very public friendly or जिसपे कोई सेंसर उंगली ना उठाए ऐसी फिल्म बनाते हैं. So this curbs your creative rights as well.
Right. But the deafening silence in the industry, the Bollywood industry, it's appalling, it's shocking. You went through all of this for the certification of your film. Vishal is alleging, corruption in the CBFC. It's appalling that there is deafening silence in the industry. Nobody is taking a stand. Do you think that the Bollywood industry can have sort of a hands-off approach, not speak on, behalf or stand with their colleagues in the industry?
Everybody must be having their own agendas, and they must have not gone through what we have gone through. And again, I'm not the right person to comment on it, why they are not supporting. Because it's my film, I have to fight for it. I have struggled to write it, I have struggled to produce it, and then approach the producer and those who are kind enough to take this subject and produce it. I'm thankful to Akshay Kumar sir that he came forward. And he supported me a lot. I'm thankful to him.
So this is OMG 2 is of course the spiritual sequel to OMG. But I have to ask you here, is Bollywood riding too much on the back of sequels and franchise films? Because this entire year we saw, a Gadar 2 releasing, a Bhool Bhulaiya 2 releasing, a Fukre 3 releasing. Why is that dependence on franchise or sequels?
Market has changed drastically after Corona. And now, if they have a good brand, who would not like to see Three Idiots, the second sequel? Because they know it's a good film. And if you have a good brand, might as well go with it and make a film. These are the films which they have the complete different story altogether. Only the characters are same, or most of the film the characters are also different. So they are just using the brand. Like Lagera Munna Bhai or Munna Bhai, they are only two characters. The whole setup and story is different.
Yes.
So they must be taking what you can say. The audience is eagerly awaits for such a sequel now. Now there is a trend that people want to see the sequels. I would not say the same with respect to the what you can say remake films. That is the easiest way to go and make the film which is already hit. And now this, as I said, at the end of the day, it's a business, and they know that it's a hit film, so might as well just make a film in Hindi.
Would you just elaborate on your thought on remake of films? A lot of these South films are sort of remade in Bollywood. What are your thoughts on it? Is there a sort of a dearth of content in Bollywood that, these makers just sort of pick films from the South and remake it, add a little twist, sometimes not even that, and present it in a different package to the audience?
Yes. Yeah, it's true that most of the film now, the makers, they want to play the safe bet, and they just want to make the remakes as it is a hit formula. And they have the success ratio is good, so that could be the possible reason they go with the film. And it's I would say I would rather say it's a very shortcut way of reaching at the point, the successful point. But as far as I am concerned, I don't believe in remakes. I just go ahead with the story, and there is a lot of good content, and a lot of good directors, those who are making the film. Right. There is a whole brigade who's making good films. So I don't think there is a dearth of good scripts. Only the right people at the right place at the right time. We just need to have that.
But also there's this entire, there's a lot of chatter that, these box office numbers, so to say, are exaggerated or inflated. In fact, Gadar 2's director, Anil Sharma, recently spoke about how, and he said that it is a very sad thing, and I'm quoting him, that sometimes a film, when it doesn't become a hit, the makers fake numbers and buy tickets themselves and do a lot of other things to make their brand. Why do you think this is happening? Are the box office numbers really real? What is this? What is the truth behind these exaggerated, making 100 crores every day and then, crossing 1,000 crore in 8 days? What is the reality behind these numbers?
That's a business part. I would rather say that it's a desperate time, desperate measures. So people they want to prove that it's a hit film. And now, instead of, if you want to prove your film is hit, it should fetch a number. And if the numbers are so good, like 1,000 crore in 8 days or 10 days, so it becomes what you can say a norm that if you want to be a bigger maker or a bigger star, then you have to cross this line. तो आई डोंट नो, दर्शकों ने जैसे गदर भी देखी वैसे OMG 2 भी देखी है, उनके लिए फिल्म अच्छी होनी चाहिए, कलेक्शन उनके लिए मैटर नहीं करता है. So as far as my film is concerned, I still don't know how much money honestly speaking, I don't know. Somebody said 240 crore worldwide. I still don't know the number, what type of figure I have in India. But because our intention was to make this film.
But you sometimes, I am sure you must have come across, Amit sir, these numbers, these huge numbers being, projected everywhere, this many crores, that many crores, every day, Do you think these numbers are real, or is it just a way of, this is ego of the makers to sort of say that, I cannot deliver a flop, kind of creating a perception in the industry. What is the reality? What is the truth behind these numbers?
I don't know. As an industry, the way it functions, it's again, I would say that it's a show business, and you'll have to have those numbers to make your machinery run. If you want to go this ongoing machinery running all throughout the year or throughout your life, you have to make films. And to make a film, you'll have to have a buyer, the one who is going to buy your film. And if your success ratio is good, you will be easy to get those numbers. And that could be the possible reason that they must be taking this way, the shortcut way, or I would not say the wrong way, because it's a business. But it's very sad that if you are depending on number to prove your film as a hit, not a content. I think they are fake. I don't think that they are real numbers, because अगर फिल्म बड़ी हिट होती है तो पता चल जाता है जी, मतलब वो भीड़ बता देती. ऐसी कई फिल्में भी आई, मैं नाम नहीं लेना चाहूंगा, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि हाँ, ये थोड़ा इन्फ्लेटेड है. They have tried to what you can say, draw a perception that it's a bigger hit than the earlier film and it has fetched 300 crores or 400 crores. Right. But this is the very latest thing which has started. I think a year back it has started. Earlier it was only 100 crore film, the 100 crore club, 100 crore club. Now it has become 1,000 crore club.
Do you think this is because, there is the industry, the Hindi cinema, the Bollywood industry feels a threat from the South, which is coming with original content and doing these massive numbers at the box office? Is this because of the threat from the South?
Yeah, that could be one of those reasons, because they are, to be honest, let's accept it that they are doing the hard work. The Tamil industry, Telugu industry, Kannada and Malayalam. Malayalam is the most, they are experimenting with their subjects. The actors are experimenting with their roles and the type of, what you can say, content they are coming up with. On OTT, I have seen those. So definitely we have a competition with them. But the cultural nuances are different, because we are, as a nation, we are very, what you can say, diversified. The people, those who they have the culture of watching cinema, the hero worship, and the type of, or the format in which they work, South Indian industry. So they know what they want to make, and they just, what you can say, they go ahead with their content and they make the film. And audience are, what you can say, kind enough in the South Indian audience, they go and definitely watch the film. They make sure that we are going to watch Rajnikant sir film, or we are going to watch Vetri Maran or Rajamouli's film in
Yes.
theaters.
Yes.
I don't know how loyal we are with our makers.
Hmm.
It could be because the type of film which we have made and the content which we are coming up with. So now that this is going to change, I think this slowly and gradually is going to change because everybody learns their lesson.
Do you feel that these other industries, other Indian cinema, industries, they are sort of a challenge to Bollywood's dominance in the world order? Now, because earlier it would be ki, world order mein or across the globe, people would identify Indian cinema as Bollywood. Now that has changed completely. Is that so?
No, I would not say that. But now again, RRR is not a Tamil film. It's an Indian film which went to Oscar. I would rather say it's an Indian film which went to Oscar. And yeah, of course, there is a competition. If your class में अगर 100 बच्चे हैं जो अच्छा कर रहा है, there is no harm in saying that he is good. But we are not competing with each other. I don't think we are competing with each other. It is just to the makers, those who are making the films. So I'm sure that Rajamouli sir has not made this film in order to have the competition with Bollywood. Of course, you said that the people now in outside the country they must be distinguishing that it's a Tamil film. It's not a Bollywood film.
Telugu, yeah,
No,
it's a Telugu, yeah.
for an outsider, those who are watching the film, for them, every other film which comes from India is an Indian film, whether it is Malayalam or Tamil or Telugu. But of course, if there is a healthy competition and it will lead to what you can say, अच्छा content पैदा करने में it's going to be helpful. No, why not? Might as well have that. Let's have this competition and let us produce a good content.
Right. My last question to you, and we'll quickly wrap this up, is I want to know what interesting topic are you working on next?
I'm working on a couple of subjects. That's a historical one, and again the research-based subject, and it's going to be interesting enough because the characters are very, very interesting, and people will relate to those characters.
Do you have an actor in mind? Have you signed anyone already?
No, not yet, but I've spoken to a couple of actors, and they are pretty excited. Let's see, within a month, I would be able to announce that.
That's great. That's awesome to hear. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for speaking to Republic, Amit sir.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was Amit Rai, OMG 2 director with Republic.